second. Then our first look at the co-leader, Steve Wazell, alongside Dodge Kemmer, the American. And Steve Wazell really does need to make sure that he hangs on to this during the course of the final round.
A bit of a members bounce there off the right hand side. Can really see the wind whipping off that left hand side. Now Kemmer grew up in Kansas, so be used to a bit of wind. Not quite as chilly there though as it is here. Measuring 178 yards, probably hitting a 5 or a 6 iron, really trying to turn it back into the wind and just hold it up. Or needs to grab, and that might have just dribbled into that bunker. It's going to be a tough trap shot if he's in there.
So you call him Kemmer, I call him Kemmer. Let's call the whole thing off. Now then, Hemstock with an eagle opportunity. We'll see quite a few eagle opportunities at this hole, but they're always going to be these terrifically long putts coming up to the hole.
Yeah, and all seem to be from that front right corner. Another one, well executed, good pace. A little bit of tidying up to do for his 4.
Wazell alongside Kemmer. It's going to be a fascinating last group between these two. Wazell, I'm sure, will learn a little bit from the American, but let's see if he can teach the American a few things as well. No, doesn't like that one.
It's got masses of swing to the left. Getting in there early to watch it, see what happens. Try and learn as much as he can about his next putt.
And the members watching on. There's this young man who was ranked top 20 in the world as an amateur, out of Kansas, but now playing for the California Golf Club. And over here really on just a short trip, and he could have done with that one being a bit shorter, but he's had a fascinating time, hasn't he, over here in Europe?
Yeah, got an invite last week into the KLM Dutch Open. Missed a cut by a shot, playing this week and then on to European Tour School. So hit some form at the right time. Now after that lovely little long chip and run tee shot, only left himself 70 yards into the flag.
Oh.
Played that wonderfully. It's going to leave him a quick putt though, down the hill, downwind, not a swing off the left.
Now Kemmer a little bit lively on the second green with his second shot, this for par.
Back into the wind, needs to be aggressive, should just move off the right hand side.
Yes.
Oh, makes a massive putt early on in this final round.
Absolutely brimful of confidence, the young American. They've always got great names, haven't they? Dodge. Wonderful stuff.
Well, he dodged a bullet there. I'll get that one out early.
Steve Wazell then for a slightly less spectacular but nonetheless important par. Good stuff from him as he marches off to the third tee. Right, let's hear from Stephen Dodge.
I've stayed with James Busby most of the year, and James sent me a message last week saying he'd booked my place for Spain, and I did have to reply and say, look, I've not guaranteed myself a spot yet, so at least I should have done that by making the cut this week, so I can book my flight now.
I'm not used to the links and the wind and cold as much, but it makes you play a lot of different shots, which is fun. And I like the course, I like the small greens, and you really have to be accurate with your irons.
Was that Kemmer very subtly saying if it wasn't for the weather I'd be on 12 under?
Yeah, it's like that classic quote about the British Open from one of the Japanese players, isn't it? It's a fantastic venue, fantastic championship, why don't you play it in the summer? Zane, Scotland for birdie. He'll tap that in for par.
And a great effort from Burden on this hole. Let's see if he can clear this up for 4 under.
We'll move off the left.
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful stroke, great putt, super 3. Doing all the right things.
Dodge Kemmer on this 547 par 5 third hole. Oh, he's gone after that one, and just like a lot of the young players, Matt, not scared to go for it off the tee.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we'll see a lot of rip. Just going to feed down to the middle of the fairway, and that should comfortably bring the green in range in 2. So trying to tee up an eagle opportunity. Great to see lots of people out here watching today.
Now George Parker, rather like Toby Burden, gunning for a top 60 spot from way down the money list. And, he's put a little bit more air on this one, but he's right down the centre of the fairway, and this is going to feed right in, and this is going to be as close as we've seen it today.
Yeah, said he was going to go out there and have some fun today. Definitely looks to be doing that. Kemmer, second shot to the par 5. As little as 5 iron this could be. Just backed out of it early and flipped the hands over. He signalled left. Oh, and he's been fortunate there.
How about that? What a result for the American.
He'd have had zero control out of that long wispy grass. So he's still got a great opportunity to tee up a birdie putt.
Now we heard from Hemstock earlier on, and he really did need that one, so that moves him to 5 under. Billy Hemstock still in the mix.
Yeah, certainly one to watch for the future. Watch him over the next couple of years grow.
Yes, same can be said for this guy as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Struck it nicely. Feature of the greens, quite a lot of turn, a lot of change of elevation. Beautiful view once again from the 4th. Well, it is from the commentary booth.
Yes, guarded against that wind that is buffeting all of the players today. But you're right, Matt, spectacular views. And then for George Parker, just trying to keep his head down, keep working.
Yeah, an aggressive tee shot. Oh
dear.
Needed to make it pay. That'd be a disappointing par.
That was a very nervy tickle, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. First sign. Now, 4th shot for White on the 7th, the par 5. After a flying start, doesn't want to give one back here. Important he gets this inside that 15 feet range.
Yeah, same as Chris Hansen, trouble off the tee, but that's the right way to go about trying to save things. Damage limitation then for John White. Camera with another birdie opportunity.
Should just swing off the right side. Looking very confident with a putter. Striking the ball well. All these putts going in at a great pace. Got a very experienced caddy on the bag. That's going to help him lots as this round progresses on.
Well, he's playing like he doesn't have a care in the world, and you know, in terms of the Europro Tour overall, he doesn't. It's guys like Steve Ozell that have the pressure, and that was a pressure putt there for Steve.
Yeah, and there'll be a few people on the order of merit that'll be hoping Dodge wins. It's money that goes elsewhere, away from players in sort of 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th places.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now White for his par putt from the Saunton Golf Club, so another player will be used to the wind. Needs to get going, and some tentative signs there. So I'll tap that in for a disappointing bogey. Par 5s have been where the players have built their score this week, so it really does, I feel like, a kick in the stomach.
And a few guys going backwards while Dodge Kemmer has taken a step forward. Toby Burden then maintaining his discipline on 4 under.
Yeah, and that's what he's got to do for the rest of the day, keep his discipline. Going to accept a few weird and wonderful blows out here today with the wind. Stay disciplined, stay patient, just keep doing your job. Missed the green there, but that's back into the wind for the chip, so should be a fairly routine up and down. Interesting to see how our leader plays this hole.
Yeah, will he or won't he?
Of course he will. Looks to be a long iron, boring that out low into the wind, trying to get the right bounce and chase it up. I take it all back, he's played it conservatively.
Yeah, that'll do nicely. Ozell now, the left-hander. Gonna have to watch himself just a little bit with this shot.
Yeah, out of bounds down the left, he's looking straight at it being a left-hander. I think I prefer having my back to the out of bounds. I wonder if that's just guarding against that.
I'm pretty sure it was, Matt.
Now that's going to be impossible to get close. Great shot from there, just be get it on the putting surface.
Scotland with a tricky one. Got to come through a couple of cuts before he makes the green. Going with the putter though for this birdie chance. And he's done it very well.
Yeah, Zane has a wonderful short game. I think he probably had 3 or 4 options there. Chose the putter. Tidy that up for a neat par. But finds himself a couple back. Maybe a player will have a look at the scoreboards. Will only be interested in winning.
There we go, one of the key shots in Özell's round.
Yeah, this is a proper wide off the tee. Sounds like he struck it nicely. Managed to get the club onto the back of the ball. Oh, yes. Any good.
Well, it was always going to kick on a little, but that really is close to 10 out of 10 from where Steve Özell was.
Yeah, and left himself with a birdie putt. Keema then, simpler pitch, about 55 yards, straight up the green, straight back into the wind, so can afford to be a little bit aggressive. Played it the other way, pitched it on the front, let it run up.
I think he's doing it deliberately.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Looks good though,
Does
looks
indeed.
very good. And that's going to be a real challenge for the rest of this field, the American going well. Birdnote has other ideas. It's all about top 60 for this young man.
Yeah, fairly good little pitch. Oh, and a disappointing putt. Be interesting to see how he reacts to that. First stumbling block of the round. Özell for an unlikely birdie. Up the hill. Will swing off the left. The wind will also exaggerate that swing off the left. Oh, good pace. I think when his tee shot was in the air though, it had taken a 4. So no damage done. But Dodge has a putt to go to 8 under. Starting to create a bit of daylight between him and the rest of the field.
Yeah, wonderful stuff from the American. It's a blistering start for the boy now based in San Francisco. Over here for a little jaunt across Europe, and it's going very well indeed. Look at that, Dodge Kemmer moves to 8 under, 2 shots ahead now of Parker and Özell. More action from the Integral Collection Classic at Hunley Hotel after the break.